Right now, you're listening to the Scary Vibes podcast. My name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Big Paranormal. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Tonight, we're on episode 9, and we're going to be talking about some zombie survival games, movies, all that fun stuff. But before we get into the main topic, Big Paranormal,
Yes,
Abraham,
sir.
how have you been?
I've been okay, I guess, man. Dealing with some like aches and pains and whatever. I don't know if that has to do anything with just this crazy weather change that we've been having. In Chicago, we're pretty used to having these like random weather changes, but we've had a few days where it's been like in the 60s, and then the temperature will literally just plummet, and then it'll go down to like the 20s. So I don't know if that has something to do with that, but I mean, it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. But other than that, man, just the normal crazy emotional roller coasters that I'm always on, having to deal with like empathic bullshit and dealing with energies and spirits and all that other stuff. Nothing crazy or out of the ordinary to report. Just the normal, just crazy up and down energy shifts. That's about it, man. You know, But how are things
Hey,
going on
no
your end?
news. Yeah, no news is good news, so that's good. I mean, on my end, it's definitely, just kind of working on the scary vibe stuff with Instagram and Facebook and constantly trying to edit and come up with stuff. But besides that, like yourself, kind of the weather change is going on, but I've been enjoying it. Me and my daughter,
Have
we've
you?
been going on a lot of walks lately. There was actually this icicle. She grabbed this icicle and she said, "This is my new pet." And
Yeah, I
she
remember.
carried this thing. She carried this thing about 2 miles home, and it's in my freezer right now. And this icicle actually has a name. I actually called you maybe like 2 or 3 nights ago,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Una has a new pet." And you're like, "Oh, she has a new pet?" And I was like, "Yeah, his name is Gerald Tonka." Wait, what was his name?
It was like Harold Jabari something. He had three long, like crazy names. And I just remember cracking up because it's so your daughter. The fact that, I mean, well, first off, you said that she had a new pet. And so, of course, I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's like another cat, maybe because you guys are, you have two cats already. I thought maybe you just added a third on a
Yeah.
whim or something. But the
Huh?
fact that you said that it was an icicle had me rolling, just laughing. The fact that, like, of course, your daughter would find like an icicle, this inanimate object, she'd pick it up and name it, give it a personality and everything. And it had me cracking the hell up, dude. But you guys still have the icicle? I'm sorry, you
There's
still
two
have
weird
Harold?
objects. There's two weird objects that are in my freezer right now.
Okay.
I have Harold the icicle, and I also have a hummingbird.
A
Dude,
hummingbird.
have you
Like,
have you ever have you ever seen a hummingbird in the Chicagoland area?
I honestly can't say that I have. Not in person, I don't think.
Exactly. I was walking 3 years ago.
Okay.
3 years ago, I was walking and I found a dead hummingbird on the side of the road, perfectly intact.
Uh huh.
So I picked him up and I put him in my pocket, and then I brought him home, and he's in my freezer. I'm meaning
Dude,
to like eventually like put him into some type of case and display.
like taxidermy?
Well, exactly. But whenever I go online to start asking AI questions, they're like, this is illegal. This is like, you're not supposed to have an endangered bird or something in your freezer. And I'm like, I didn't kill it. I found
Right,
it.
right. You didn't kill it. You're trying to preserve it.
Exactly. It's actually on my Instagram page, but I'm gonna have to put it onto the Facebook group so everybody could see it because I actually do have a photo of it. This thing it's green and black. It's beautiful.
Okay. But I just
So
think it's funny. Well, first off, I didn't even know that hummingbirds were an endangered species. I'm glad I know that now. in case I run into one. I mean, it's not like I was gonna swat it like a fly or something like that, but I mean, I just think it's we might need to pay more attention to that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Know what I'm saying?
So there's so much stuff, you know, throughout this or the next part of this episode. I definitely know that we want to talk about some rumors and some stuff that's hot in the news. But before we get into the rumors, there is something that came up on my news feed that I'm actually going to share my screen on my computer to kind of share with everybody here. It's kind of a new thing we're trying out over here at Scary Vibes. And when I saw this, I got excited. And it looks like Liongate, they're working on a new crocodile movie. And it's called The Death Roll.
Dude,
And if you're looking, like right now, I have a photo pulled up for our watchers, but I'll describe it for our listeners. The photo that they used for this is this thing looks like Godzilla. Like
hmm
Godzilla had a baby. This thing is massive. His head is the size of like a car, just
right.
full of scales, and he's just clamping down on a body, and there's just blood everywhere.
Dude, first off, I'm here for it. Honestly, I love crocodile movies. I love shark movies. Um, a lesser known fact is that I kind of have a little bit of a phobia when it comes to alligators, when it comes to crocodiles, mainly just because I'm obsessed with the whole fact that they are these massive creatures that are aquatic, right? I mean, they can survive on land or, you know, in the water. And they're these massive creatures that basically are tanks, right? They've got this really thick hide on them that, hunters when they hunt these things have to be extremely accurate with their shots because there's literally like a quarter sized hole, like a spot on the back of their heads, which is literally like the only place where you can shoot them in order to kill them. And I know that
I
from
didn't
watching
know.
Swamp People, shameless plug for Swamp People. But these things creep me out because you could be in the water and you could even be in like maybe 3 feet of water or like, a little bit higher than that. And these things could be right next to you and you don't know it. It just the thought, just thinking about that, it just scares the hell out of me, dude. Like these things are perfect predators. They have not had to evolve much, right, from ancient times. They have not really had to evolve because they're just perfect. They've got rows and rows of teeth. I mean, they scare the crap out of me. To this day, I still sometimes I'll just get like crazy nightmares about being trapped in an area with just like crocodiles or being like stuck in the middle of a swamp and just crocodiles and alligators just like trying to swarm me and get at me and stuff. They're just I don't know, man. I think they're amazing creatures. I just would not want to be in close proximity to them because they're just like walking nightmares. They freak me the hell
Okay,
out.
okay, so I've never seen swamp people, but I do remember there was like those one people that were like they were like the inventors of like that duck machine. They were like, what was it the Duck
Oh,
Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty.
Duck-
Yeah, I remember that show.
So is Duck Dynasty like swamp people? Or are they the same thing? Just like a bunch of country people?
Well, so Swamp People focuses mainly on these different hunters, right? Or they call them like fishermen, right? These guys they hunt alligators in Louisiana throughout different parts of the bayou, like in Louisiana. For 3 months. There's a season that lasts 3 months. They're able to buy these tags. And then that's basically how they make like the bulk of their money throughout the year is by basically tackling these what they call nuisance animals, right? Because these alligators they reproduce at a ridiculous rate. So in order to
Yeah.
control the population and avoid there being like a food shortage in their ecosystem that would actually force them to migrate and go into areas where they're not supposed to be in. They
Yeah.
have these, they pay people to fish for these gators, and they pay like top dollar for the biggest ones. But man, dude, some of these things have gotten up to like 12, 13, 14, 15, sometimes 16 feet in length, and those are just alligators, which are, here like in the US. But then they have like, you got crocodiles and, areas like the Philippines, Australia, and these creatures can get up to 25, 30 feet. Like, I think the biggest crocodile, saltwater crocodile, was like, his name was Gustav, and they documented him to be around like 30 feet, dude. And I mean, come on, these things normally will hunt bigger game, right? They'll take out like caribou or something like that, some kind of huge land animal. But you have people that live in close proximity to these predators, and eventually what ends up happening is they get too close to the water or whatever, and these things will pop up from nowhere, latch onto them, drag them into the water, drown them. It's just, dude, it's so scary. If you think, there's documentaries about it, man, you can actually look it up. There's documentaries about, I remember there was this gigantic crocodile in the Philippines named Lalong, and he was just like killing people left and right. And Gustav is like, in Africa, has been like the most elusive. He's a gigantic crocodile, but people can't seem to catch him. Like, he's that smart.
Was so you were just watching a documentary and they were just kind of like telling you all these different like crocodiles?
This is just over the years, man. My like weird obsession with crocodiles and gators. Like, I just have an interest in them because, like I said, I fear them. And so I would like watch documentaries. I'd watch like National Geographic. I would obviously watch the movies, right? Like Lake Placid is one of my favorite movies. Crawl is a great movie. And that's why I'm so looking forward to this Death Roll film that's coming out. And I believe you were going to say that it was starring Glenn Powell, right?
Yes. Well, yes, that's what it writes.
And I believe like the synopsis was that they're having like their dream trip or something like that, or what's the whole setup behind that? I think it was like that, supposed to be like on a honeymoon or something, right?
Yeah, it says this film follows a couple on their dream vacation that turns
Mhm.
into a nightmare. Oh my God. You're on your honeymoon, dream vacation, and then you're just like chilling by the water and a croc jumps out. And it's just some crazy giant croc that's like the size of baby Godzilla.
Right,
But I
dude.
definitely agree with you
Now,
on,
you know what? I'm
crocodiles just
sorry.
being, what is it?
I just remembered something from one of the shows that I watched. It was called I Was Bitten, and the fact that this setup for this movie actually happened, right? So there was this couple, and they had traveled to Africa where the bride to be was actually from, right? And they went to go, set up everything for the wedding and whatever. And the wedding party actually went on this like tour where they were taking these boats out on the water, and they were like canoeing down this canal, and the bride to be actually got snatched by a crocodile. Talk about a nightmare scenario. So this was not even, so it wasn't a honeymoon thing, right? But it was a destination wedding in Africa. And the whole wedding party was like on their individual boats in this canal, being led by this one guy on this boat ahead of them. They had no idea that there was a crocodile this close to them. And the woman kind of just had her hand like brushing in the water, just kind of touching the water. And I remember this croc just jumped up and latched onto her arm, pulled her in, and did the death roll. Now, the good thing is that she survived that situation. The problem is that it wasn't intact, right? She didn't survive intact. She did lose her arm to this crocodile.
I kind of feel like a death roll would feel kind of good to an extent. Like if I could
What do
keep
you
my arm.
mean? What do you mean? Dude, it's not like it's a
Okay, so
chiropractic adjustment.
no. So this is the reason why I say this. Okay, so chiropractors, I've been there. I've been there a few times, and there's different types of chiropractors. And just being a man, it's kind of hard to get manhandled, okay?
Gotcha.
So sometimes I would get manhandled, but it was rare. It was rare. There was only, I think, one guy that could really just like fucking just like crack the shit out of me. And I mean, that sounds super, I didn't get cracked in that way, but like my back.
Sounds like you
And
want to
it
get
just,
ragdolled.
and it felt really good. So I'm thinking to myself, if he could just like bite onto like maybe like the back of my t-shirt and then just like do a couple death rolls, it might just loosen every fucking muscle and bone in my body.
Oh, it'll loosen shit up, all right, bro. Those things are they are so terrifying to me, man. But I mean, the fact that that lady went through that type of ordeal, and then I'm imagining the groom to be right watching. He's in the boat with this woman, and she just gets snatched. Like I can't even imagine what's going through his head, and the fact that there's really nothing he can do. Right? I mean, he's literally watching in horror as his wife, his soon to be bride, is being torn apart.
I
That
mean,
is a true nightmare scenario.
it sounds like a nightmare, but sometimes when like rich people are out doing dumb shit they shouldn't be doing, it kind of makes me chuckle on the inside. Like, okay, guys, we're all gonna go on this massive trip to Africa, and we're gonna
Mhm.
go in our little boats, and we're gonna like, it's gonna be so beautiful and so romantic, and oh my God, we're in the bush, and this is
Mhm.
amazing, right? Let me just put my hand in there. Can somebody take a photo for my IG? And then, wham! Crocodile comes, snatches her arm off, does the death roll. Her husband probably just pissed his pants and didn't do anything. I kind of think there's a
Absolutely.
little bit of humor there.
But yeah, man, they were actually able to get her back in the boat, and they were able to get her to the hospital. She was good to go, man. And then eventually, I know that they were able to like complete the wedding and stuff. Obviously, not then. There was some time that happened, but this was, let's see. Okay. So, most notable incident involving a bride to be attacked by a crocodile occurred in April of 2018 in Zimbabwe. The victim, Zanelli Inlovu, a 25-year-old former national tennis player. So, while canoeing with her fiance, Jamie Foxx, no relation to the actual actor.
Wait, it was Jamie Foxx?
The guy's name was Jamie Foxx, but it wasn't the actor. So
Some
they were on the
Marvin
Zam.
Gaye,
They were on.
some Luther Vandross. I'm gonna take off my drawers.
Oh
Sorry.
no! On the Zambezi River near Victoria Falls, an 8-foot crocodile lunged from the water and attacked their inflatable boat.
Okay, maybe they weren't that rich. They were just dumb.
I mean, why? If you're okay, so first off, whoever's running this business, what if you're in waters and you know that there's crocodiles in there, why would you have inflatable boats? That's just nuts, dude. The reptile bit in Lovu's right arm and pulled her into the water. Jamie Foxx, again, not the actual Jamie Foxx, and tour guides fought the crocodile with Fox reportedly punching the animal until it released its grip. And
Punched it.
Lovu,
They
wow,
punched it.
dude. First off, what you know what? Listen, what is going to prove that you love somebody so fucking much, right? That you're more than willing to jump into this water. You don't know there's got to be other crocodiles in there, and you're fighting off a crocodile to save your like, bro. They better never fight. That's all I'm saying. They better never argue about anything. That's like the biggest argument ender right there. Like she'll be like, "You left the toilet seat up," and he'd be like, "Yeah, but I kind of fought off a crocodile to save your life." Just
Yeah,
saying.
hopefully, she's very thankful for that. But I
I
could
would
imagine her
hopefully.
still. I could still imagine her like complaining about Something. Something. She's
You
complaining about
forgot you
something.
forgot to pick up the dry cleaning. Like, yeah, but
Yeah,
remember that one
you
time?
forgot our child at daycare. Go get him.
Right. You know where I didn't forget? To save your life in Africa from certain death.
Booyaka.
Booyah. Yeah, and Lobu's right arm was severely mauled and had to be amputated above the elbow at a hospital in Bulawayo. She also suffered injuries to her left hand. Despite the trauma, the couple refused to delay their nuptials. Just 5 days after the attack, they held their ceremony. Wow, dude. The crocodile believed to be responsible was later hunted and shot by park officials. The couple eventually planned to move to the United Kingdom.
They
Um,
shot the bro. They
so
were in his home.
that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of torn on this one because this is just like Harambe, that Harambe situation. Like
Dicks up. Oh no, dicks out for Harambe.
dicks up for Harambe. Um, but
Dude, the whole what was that like 2015? I had dicks out for Harambe the whole entire year. That's
I
my
was,
boy.
dude, I was really sad about that, man. Like
No, it was terrible.
adults were not watching their kid. The kid gets into the enclosure, and then he didn't hurt the kid at all. You know what I'm saying? He like got near the kid and they shot him. They killed him. So it's like another one of those situations where it's like, okay, humans are in an area where they're not supposed to be, and the animal is going to do what the animal does, right? Because that's its natural instincts. I don't think that obviously there was no malice or anything. I mean, he probably confused her for prey, right? The bride for prey, and I don't think he should have been killed over it. But like I
Yeah,
said,
it's
I'm torn.
different. I could understand sometimes when, say, a wolf or something is ravenous and it's going into town and it's like killing kids or something. I could understand that. Like he's going out of his place and going into your area, and
Right.
I could understand it. Even though I love animals, I put animals right there with children, just like, untouchable.
Hmm.
So in circumstances I could see that, but yeah, like this crocodile or the Harambe story, it's just like it pisses me the F off. Like no one told you to have a wedding there in your inflatable ducky.
Exactly. It just sounds like it was a recipe for disaster from the very beginning. But yeah, man. So I'm excited for this movie. I'm not sure they
I'm
haven't
excited
even
too.
really posted a release date for it. But I'll definitely be on the lookout for that, man. I'm excited to see this movie, and hopefully, because we're talking about this, hopefully I'm not going to get any crocodile nightmares tonight. But I
Exactly.
know.
So I mean,
Let's
so like
see.
right now, this time of the year, there's really not a lot of like big blockbuster horror movies. I mean, there was Scream 7, but besides that, it's kind of dry. We were kind of looking at what's coming out soon.
Right.
I know there's a lot of, streaming releases that hopefully we could get our teeth into and give you guys some reviews. But there's a lot of rumors out there, and Big Paranormal, he's been every time we ever see anything interesting online, we're always sharing it with each other. And there is a couple that, there are recent rumors or speculations that we're going to kind of touch on and have a little bit of fun with. I'm going to share my screen. First one.
Oh yeah.
So it's saying The Nun 3 is in works with Ed and Lorraine Warren returning.
So I mean, after reading it, I don't think that they're actually coming back for this. I mean, I would love to see them come back for it, obviously, right? But so we were led to believe that with the release of the last Conjuring film, that was supposed to wrap everything up, right? Like they were basically trying to say that that was it, we were done, and we weren't going to see any more Ed and Lorraine Warren. Obviously, The Nun is a part of that universe, right? It's an extension of the Conjuring universe. So The Nun, along with let's see, the projects like Annabelle, right? I believe La Llorona is actually supposed to be, and it's funny because I'm saying it horribly, not in my native tongue, but like, yeah, La Llorona is supposed to be part of that, like an extension of that also. Um, but I mean, I would love to see them come back, but I don't think that it hasn't been confirmed yet. So fingers crossed, because I actually do love Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, their portrayal of the characters of the famous demonologist. I mean, it's hard not to fall in love with them because of the way that they represented kind of like the love between the couple. And I mean, we don't even know, it could have been that way for the actual couple, but it was hard not to fall in love with how these two characters were with each other, right? The fact that like it is kind of this dark love story, right? And for anybody that loves dark romance, what's darker than having two demonologists fall in love with each other and have to fight these like crazy supernatural threats? Um, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, like I was about to say, for anybody who remembers, my end of the year movie and how I loved, The Conjuring Last Rites, and yeah, I'm a big fan of these characters. The love story, at least the cinematic version. I don't know much about the real ones because I know there's a lot of like stuff online. I always try to defend the Warrens as much as I can.
Right.
So many people online are like they're not fans, but as far as the cinematic version and the movie universe version, I would love to see it. It's America's favorite love story. I don't know if I believe this rumor, but I would love to see it. I'm all for it.
Right.
I will be in the movie theater if they bring it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be first in line for that one. But hopefully,
Okay,
yeah,
so
hopefully we can get a release date coming out pretty soon, and hopefully there can be, some outlets that will actually confirm whether or not they will be a part of it. Either way, we're still going to see it.
I'm curious, out of the Conjuring universe, how would you rank like the like the storylines in them? Like what ones would you put in front of the other ones?
Like my favorites, it
Yeah,
like
like
having to do
is
with
the
Anne and
nun
Lorraine.
number one for you? Is Annabelle,
I mean,
my Sharona?
La Llorona. Um, so in terms of like, if I'm ranking the Conjuring movies and the spin-offs, um, obviously, do the originals are going to rank the highest for me. Conjuring in itself, I think, is an absolute masterpiece because having seen so many horror movies over the years, dude, it's one of those movies where you can watch it again and it's still going to make you jump, right? There's still parts in that film in the original Conjuring that they released that are still going to make you jump. At least that's how it is for me. I'm sorry, man, but the whole hide and clap scene was absolutely terrifying. The shadow person standing in the corner of the room, the girl's bedroom, that was terrifying. There's still parts in that movie that still just give me the heebie-jeebies, man, and that's not an easy thing to do. And so that's why that movie, along with The Conjuring 2, are definitely probably my top picks. But if we're talking about the actual spin-offs, I'm gonna go with the Annabelle movie over the Nun, and of course over La Llorona, just because I felt like that La Llorona itself was just a very. I don't believe that the character itself was represented the right way.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like that story has so much potential, but I wasn't a fan of the way they portrayed it. I would
mhm.
love for somebody to redo it. Obviously, like I always say in every episode, make it darker, make
Yes.
it scarier.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I
And
agree with you. The
make it
con.
more
Go
ethnic,
ahead.
man. Make it more ethnic. Like it's it's a Spanish story, right? Like, why couldn't it they be more inclusive with the actual culture that the story comes from? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
one
What's
thing that
that?
really bothered me.
What's that dog? The hairless dog that was on the other episode?
The Sholo, man, the Sholo eats Squintley. You know, that's
Yo, they need to throw
Yesenia's dog.
they need to throw a Sholo up in there. Make that
I
make that
mean,
movie authentic.
that would be cool. He would be like the protagonist to the antagonist of the La Llorona. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, yeah. So it would have. So for me, the Conjuring films, then Annabelle over the Nun, and then in dead last it would be La Llorona. What
Yeah,
about you?
I wish I could get up here and disagree with you and make a big giant debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have to match it exactly. So I feel like those are definitely always the favorites amongst it. So on the next rumor mill,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share my screen.
Dude, I really
Jeepers
hope this
Creepers
happens.
Jeepers Creepers 5, and it says officially moving forward with Jen Ortega in talks to star in it.
Mm.
You know,
I
I
really
actually
hope
do.
this.
I would love to see it happen. I'm a big fan of the Creeper and Jen Ortega, but I
Mm-hmm.
actually do kind of have a hot take.
Okay.
I mean, Jen Ortega, she's an amazing actress, right? Amazing, amazing. But I feel like Hollywood is like, okay, there's a horror movie. We need a hot young actress. Who are we gonna? Let's call Jenna. Get Jenna on the phone. We need her in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like in Scream and Beetlejuice and now Jeepers Creepers, it just I'm a fan of her, but I feel like Hollywood that's like their scapegoat. Like, okay, we need somebody young and popular to just be in this horror film. Let's call Jenna in there.
So okay, so do you think that she just like doesn't fit like in this whole equation, or do you think the sole reason why they're including her is because of the whole star power aspect of it, right? Like, so because she is right now, she is one of the most popular actresses out there, especially. I mean, she seems to be the go-to person right now when it comes to horror films, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, she's in
having already been
Wednesday,
in right
Beetlejuice,
Wednesday,
Scream,
yeah,
and that's
and
just off the
that's
top
the
of the
unicorn.
dome.
Um, I mean, I
So
wish I could agree with you on this, but at the same time, it's like I feel like my curiosity is winning me over more because I would love to see what happens, right? Like performance wise, she's gonna nail it, right? The Creeper is a cult classic, right? I just hope that whatever they do with this film, it is done right. Because the last film that I saw that they had released, there was two of them that they released. The third, and then let's see, Rebirth. I think it was like Jeepers Creepers Reborn or some. It was horrible. It was so bad, dude. Like it was very low budget. The design of the creeper was completely off. You could tell that they used a different actor underneath all of the prosthetics and everything. The storyline was horrible, and it was like he ended up taking a bunch of teens and they got stuck in this like house, which
yeah,
it was just weird. And he was like hunting all these teens, and it was really bad. It was really bad, and it sucks because I love the creeper. I was really excited for that film, but like I said, I just really hope that they do this the right way. I want it to be dark, just like that first film, man. There were so many aspects of that first film that were so creepy. You know what I'm saying? The scene where uh you have the creeper holding up that little old lady. You think that like she shot him with a shotgun, and then you think that
yeah.
she's walking out, but you see him literally holding her by like the back of her neck with two fingers. And just the darkness, dude, the lighting, it was so great. It was such a great film. It's
It
making me
was a
want to rewatch
masterpiece.
it. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say no. It definitely is a masterpiece. It's definitely something that you could rewatch over and over. It was that good, and I think that was the reason why, it spawned the sequel, which I enjoyed the sequel also. Um, I actually skipped the third and fourth, which, based off of everything I've heard from anybody that's ever spoke about these movies, is a
Mm-hmm.
good thing to kind of stay away from them.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, if this is a way for them to reboot it and put it in the right direction, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. I'm a type of person when I watch a movie, I like to think of an actor or an actress like in that role, particularly in that role. Sometimes when you see somebody so much, you start thinking about other roles they did. Of course, she could be in this movie and she could be amazing, but think about it. Say Nev Campbell, the main character of Scream, Final Girl. Like, what if they would have just plopped her into I Know What You Did Last Summer? Like, it would be off. It would be like, what? You were the final girl on this one. You can't be.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, I think it does take away when you kind of throw star power at something to just make it work. I hope it
So
worked.
maybe if they did a whole reboot of it, it would actually work a lot better than doing a fifth movie, right?
Well,
Doing,
definitely. That's what I'm hoping
yeah.
for here.
So
Which, I mean, the fact they named it number five, they should have just called it, the Creeper or something, and then just rebranded it, rebirthed it, or whatever. But time will tell. I
yeah,
mean,
that sigh was very telling. Not
I
even
feel
gonna
like
lie.
if Jenna gets on board, I don't think she would jump on something that if it wasn't gonna be good. I don't think she would attach her name to it. So if she does get signed onto it, it would definitely make me want to go watch it. Probably, the day it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But if just a Jeepers Creepers 5 comes out, I don't know if I would be first in line. So
I mean, the last two films were like direct to streaming, you know.
Peacock
So
exclusives.
okay, so I don't know, man. I said, I'm hoping that they just do a reboot of it, and instead of calling it Jeepers Creepers 5, because that in itself is what kills it for me.
Yeah, because I don't want to go and watch 4 and 5. And then how many people are going to want to watch 1, 2, 3, 4? And then by the time they get to 3 and 4, they're probably going to be like, I don't know if I want to watch part 5.
Exactly, which is why, and this is my hot take, but I didn't think that the Saw films needed that many, adaptations. I did not think that they needed that many chapters to Saw. Honestly, that's just me.
I get you.
That's
There's a
just
lot
me.
of them. I enjoy them. There's some that I like better than others, but I get you.
Hmm.
Sometimes they overdo it. I feel like they did it quickly too. It was like every year, every like 10 months there was coming out with another Saw movie. They just put them out so quickly.
Right.
Um I enjoy them, but there's a lot of them and they came out so quick. It's like, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so today's main topic of this episode was zombies. So we were originally supposed to have a guest on. For unfortunate events, they ended up getting sick, and
Hmm.
we usually like to put out an episode every week, and we couldn't go any longer without putting on an episode, and we found out last minute, so we were so far deep into like let's talk about some zombies that we're just gonna stick with the zombies. Zombie survival, and I guess this put Abraham on a whole tangent. You went crazy watching movies. So what
Yeah.
have you been watching?
Well, because the thing. Okay, so first off, the thing was is that you know a lot of people know that me and you have been friends for a really long time, and outside of the pod, we actually talk quite a bit. And so we were like, on previous pods, we have talked about zombie survival and all this other stuff and whatever. And I remember I had a zombie survival plan, right? And I had based it all on the fact that, like, not even a block away, dude, there was a gun shop. And my zombie survival plan was like, okay, first place I'm going is there. Like, I'm going to stock up, because you need guns, you need ammo in order to survive in a zombie apocalypse, man. But then what ended up happening? They shut it down, and I had to like redo and rethink my entire zombie apocalypse survival plan.
Wait,
But like it was, what's
am I
up?
gonna be with you?
Well, seeing as how you live so far,
All
I
right.
think
Well,
the
this is
smart
all
thing,
hypothetical. So let's say that
right?
we're living together. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm okay. The gun shop. I've never even drove by a gun shop. I don't know where you're seeing gun shops. But Crumble Cookie, there's a lot of Crumble Cookies. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, crumble cookie.
I feel
Continue.
like the first stop we stop off at Crumble Cookie. We get like a 6 pack of the giant cookies. Brownie, gingerbread. I love a gingerbread cookie. Oatmeal, frosted oatmeal.
Yeah. Okay.
What three cookies are you gonna throw into our box?
Oh man, dude, I'm old school, bro. I got okay. First off, I love me a great chocolate chip, right? Come on, you have to have a chocolate chip cookie in there. Anything with like macadamia nuts is gonna be fantastic, unless you're allergic to nuts, in which case we're gonna have to get rid of those. Um,
I am not.
I
We're
mean,
good.
those are my favorites though. Those are like my go-to. I'm not huge on chocolate, you know, but if you could throw something in there, maybe with I don't know, with some type of like white
Cookie
chocolate or
dough.
something. Cookie. Well, I
Look,
mean, they're made out of cookie dough, so like,
but
um,
I've had crumble cookie where it's like cookie dough flavor. They'll put like chunks of cookie dough
oh,
into like the frosting on top.
dude, that sounds dope. Honestly,
Okay.
I've never
All right. So
had crumble.
now
I've
you
never
never
had
had
crumble
it.
cookie. No, I've never had it. Like, I'm not down to pay like $75 for like 6 cookies. You know what I'm saying?
They're not $75,
I
but
mean, that's an over exaggeration, but I'm just saying. Um,
okay.
but so
So
basically, you're saying that in the zombie apocalypse, you can't forget that you need some good num nums. Is what you're saying.
yeah. So first stop, we stop at Crumble Cookie. We get our Crumble Cookies. All right. Where are we going over now? Where are we going?
Okay, so you already got food, but you need weapons, you need provisions, right? And I mean, you got snacks, which is fine, but you can't really survive on that. There is like a Costco that's not far. Actually, no, there's a grocery store right on the corner. For me, I'd probably go there, stock up on stuff there. But like my
Wait.
idea,
Okay. Now we're at Costco. Okay, look, we're at Costco. I got the giant freaking cart. What are we getting at Costco,
what do you
bro?
mean, dude? We're grabbing everything. First off, it's Costco, so I'm gonna get a huge jar of pickles,
Pickles, okay.
right? Because I mean, that's gonna last a long time, right? Because it's pickles. You gotta get the essentials, man. We would have to look for cans though, because cans will probably like last a lot longer.
Yeah, but they're
Um,
heavy.
oh, that's true. I mean, but what else can we get? I don't know. Maybe I get like probably one of those big things of cheese, a big thing of like meat or bologna. So and then breads. You just
We can
like
get
make
some
a
cheese
bunch of
trays.
sandwiches. Oh,
We're
you
gonna
want to
get a
get a
bunch of cheese
charcuterie
trays.
board?
We gotta get some rotisserie chicken. You can't go to
Yeah,
Costco. You can't go to
bro.
Costco without
We're not
grabbing
we're
at least.
we're not gonna survive. We're not gonna survive. Now that I'm thinking about this, like it's just not gonna happen.
Okay,
Like, bro,
we got the crumble cookie. Then we go to Costco. Okay, we're leaving Costco. We're loading up the car. There's zombies like starting to fucking jump out at us. We
exactly.
barely get inside the car.
Which is why you need the guns, man. And that's why like us losing the gun shop that's like right by my house just like totally torpedoed my whole zombie apocalypse plan because they put a McDonald's there. There's a McDonald's
What's the
there now, man.
McDonald's, bro?
There's McDonald's everywhere, bro. What the hell?
It's McDonald's is like I love McDonald's on the surface, but then every time I get to McDonald's and I look at the menu, I'm like, I don't want nothing here. I always just cop out and could like give me a double fish fillet.
Bro, it's controversial because I know that America loves McDonald's, but come on, man. As far as burger joints, fast food burger joints, I
You
mean, I feel
bet.
like it's just like at the bottom of the list for me, man. I just can't. Okay, so after that, then you have to find a place to go, a place to hunker down, right? I mean, if we were smart, we would probably try to find a place that was fortified, something
Like
like
the
a warehouse
aquarium,
spot. I'm sorry,
the shed aquarium. We go to the shed aquarium.
because zombies can't swim. Like, I don't understand why the shed aquarium.
There's no humans there.
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
then you had like I think about all the fish and everything. Like we would have to literally be responsible for feeding all this.
bro.
These
Okay, I'm cooking right now. I'm actually okay. So after
okay,
we leave Costco,
yeah.
we'll hit up like a Cabela's. We'll get some guns. We'll get some fishing poles.
Oh no, I already know where this is going.
And
You
when we're
want
at
that?
Costco, we get some rice, and then we'll go to the shed aquarium. We'll hunker down. We'll eat our supplies first. We have our guns.
Okay.
Once we run out of food, we can start fishing. There's
Oh,
whales, there's seals, there's tuna.
oh my
Bro,
god, dude. Sharks.
are you?
They have some
We'll
sharks.
bring some
Dolphins.
soy sauce.
Oh
Bring some soy
no.
sauce.
I hate this idea. I don't know if we're compatible for the zombie apocalypse, dude. I don't know, man.
Okay,
That's
for our
uh,
listeners and watchers, I'm curious on what would your survival be, or if you're down to come to the shed aquarium with Mr. Scary Vibes, drop it in the comments. I want to hear it.
yep. I
Okay,
want to
so
know, where would you go and what would you take? That's the biggest questions I want to know.
definitely don't take Mr. Scary Vibes because we're gonna end up stopping at Crumble Cookie and just random spots because literally everything is free.
Yeah,
Go crazy.
go crazy. Go big or go home.
Go big or
Exactly.
go home.
So,
Okay, so what movies did the zombie survival intrigue you to go out and watch?
so I can't. Oh, okay. So I had a situation that had to deal with cell phone, right? My cell phone basically committed suicide. Sorry, trigger warning. I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying that. But my cell phone essentially died, and it made me realize how cut off from the rest of the world I actually was, and how we rely so much on technology, especially our phones, right, to do everything for us. I mean, in the zombie
And
apocalypse,
go
you're
feel
gonna want
heaven.
to exactly, dude. You're gonna be wanting to Google, where to go next and whatever, and we don't even know if there's a network that's going to be available. So it automatically reminded me of a zombie film that kind of took a different take on the genre, and that was 2016 Cell. And Cell stars John Cusack, Samuel Jackson, and Isabel Furman from The Orphan, right? And so basically, you got John Cusack, who plays a graphic artist, a comic book artist by the name of Clay Riddle. And he's actually on his way back from a business trip where he landed some sponsors that are willing to help him get his graphic novel started, published, and he's super excited. So he ends up he's in the airport, right? And he's on a phone call with his son. He's super excited, wants to get home, wants to see his son. He's been away for a long time, and his cell phone cuts out because he loses the charge, right? So he looks over, he finds a payphone, which I don't even think those even exist anymore. So he finds a payphone. He goes over to the payphone and puts his money in. And as he's like talking to his ex-wife, he starts hearing screaming. So he's like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? He's looking around and more people are screaming. And then there's this like crazy high pitched noise that ends up happening. And anybody who is holding a cell phone to their ear or is in real close proximity to a person with a cell phone, as soon as this tone comes through the phone and hits their ear, they start wigging out, dude. They start like foaming at the mouth. They start convulsing and shaking, throw themselves down. They're on the floor, just gyrating and just shaking all crazy. But then they just turn into these violent, I guess you could call them creatures, right? And they just start attacking whoever is in close proximity to them. So all out chaos ensues, man. So John Cusack is freaking the hell out, doesn't know what he's going to do, ends up running into Samuel L. Jackson, and they're like, listen, I got your back if you got my back. And they're basically trying to survive, right? They're trying to get to an area where they can, kind of breathe a sigh of relief and then come up with a plan. Obviously, what's ranking really high right now for John Cusack's character is that he wants to get to his ex-wife and his son. Bro, these things, even though they're not like the undead, your typical undead zombies, there's a lot to be afraid about them because they don't move like your typical undead zombies, right? Because what is the whole thing that, zombies are known for is kind of the slow, shuffling, dragging their feet, their limbs kind of hanging, right? Because they're dead. These people are not dead. There's just this signal that's messed with their brain and turned them into like these crazy, ravenous creatures. And they're super fast, extremely just rage filled. And for some reason, like, I believe it was like at night, they wouldn't attack. It was only during the day. At night, it was like they were getting downloads or something. They would all retreat to these areas where there were like nests of them, and they would all just lay there and their mouths open, and you could actually hear like static coming from their mouths, almost like
That
they were
is
turned into some kind of weird drone or something. Dude, the movie itself it's absolutely crazy, and I don't want to give too much away from it because there is, kind of a different ending to it. Um, but I would recommend watching it just because it's something different from your regular run of the mill zombie films. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
no, I haven't seen it, but it makes me definitely. It sounds like something. Sometimes you watch a movie
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I guarantee the government is like they put stuff right in front of your face sometimes. They'll make a movie or a TV show and they'll put stuff right in front of your face to be like, yeah, we know, like we got this technology.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is some type of technology out there that literally they could send a signal to every person's cell phone in the world or America and
Mm-hmm.
create some type of damage to our bodies and make us, convulse or act different. So it kind of makes me think that route. It gets my brain thinking when you talk about it. I haven't seen the movie. I'm interested in seeing it, but it's definitely has my like the hamster wheel going right now.
Right.
And the hamster, he's fat as fuck.
Oh my
Have
god.
you ever had a hamster?
I did have a hamster when I was a kid, and I remember immediately regretting the decision to get a hamster because I didn't know that they were nocturnal, and it would like spend the entire night like biting and clawing at the plastic cage that I had it in. So all I would hear was just this loud scraping in the middle of the night throughout the night. Oh my god, bro. It was absolutely horrible. I'll tell you what, the day that little critter actually got out of its cage and like got into the walls and shit, I'm not gonna say that I didn't look for him. I'm just gonna say that I didn't really try that hard.
You spent
Crazy
like
thing was, like a month or two later, we heard scratching behind like the bathroom mirror and like ended up taking it out, and there he was, like 2 months
thriving.
later. And we thought he was a rat because he was completely gray, but it was because of the dust and debris and everything behind the wall. He just got dirty. And I was like, fuck, he's back. Son of a bitch.
Your best friend was back.
But oh, he was back. And I had to
Man,
pretend like I was excited. I had to pretend like I was
I
excited that he was there. I was like, fuck. Oh, hey, hey, man. Good
I
to
had a
see you.
different experience.
Did you?
I had a teddy bear hamster. His name was Charlie Brown. He looked
Uh
just like a little teddy bear. Some reason his butt cheeks though, it looked like a baboon. Like they were like big and just bulging and glowing, but I never
God.
judged him or anything, you know. I had Charlie Brown for like 7 years. Yeah, I ended up
Whoa.
he like I found him dead on his back one day.
Oh man, 7 years, dude. That's a long time. That's a
Yeah,
long
so
time for any of those. I mean, those types of pets, you know?
wish I could have sent him to Mouse Circus
Mouse circus.
with Mr. Jingles.
Oh, you think they would have been homies?
They would have been homies.
They would have been
Okay,
homies.
back on
Nice.
track. So what was there was a second movie too, right? Or no?
Yes, there was. This movie actually had kind of tweaked my interest. It had like a weird, uh, kind of like a lazy movie poster for it, right? But it was called Outbreak, and it was released in 2024. And that movie actually starred Billy Burke, who has been in a lot of things over the years, but I think most recently he's known for being in like the Twilight films. He was the main girl's father.
You know me, big Twilight fan over
You're
here.
a Twilight guy, man. You love Twilight. Um, so he basically plays this deputy called Neil Morris, right? That's his name. And the messed up thing is that poor Neil and his wife, their teenage son is missing. And he's been missing for a few months already, right? And so they're dealing with this grief, this thought of not really knowing whether or not their son is alive. If he is alive, is he coming back? Right? Like it's any parent's nightmare,
They're like
right? To
waiting for
think,
him to mow the lawn. They're like,
I
is he
mean,
gonna come back? Is he gonna
like,
mow
dude,
this lawn?
the garbage is piling up. This is bullshit. Um, but yeah, man. So like him and the wife they're like on the outs because it's just taking a toll on them. Um, the poor guy, like he's super depressed. The wife is super depressed, and it's just like, bro, it's just horrible, right? There's just like no, I don't know. There's just no happiness on the
I mean,
horizon for
it
this.
sounds like real life. Just
Right?
depressed.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
why am I watching this? I'm already depressed.
Right. So then what ends up happening is Neil, who is just so depressed, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna end it. Just gonna end it all. So he goes to like his favorite spot, which is just this like beautiful lake, right? And he goes there, and like I said, he was a deputy, right? So he has access to a firearm. So he goes there and he like closes his eyes and he puts the gun to the bottom of his chin, and he's like closing his eyes and he's imagining speaking to his son, and he's remembering all of these memories and whatever. And then what ends up happening is he hears this like splash in the water and he hears screaming. So he opens his eyes and he sees that there's this woman and she's just thrashing, she's drowning, bro. He runs, sprints into action. Those like cop instincts just kick in. He runs, he dives in the water, he grabs the woman, he like puts his arm around her, and he's the whole Baywatch scenario, and he's like dragging her out, and then gets to shore, right? And he tells her, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." And he's just laying there all out of breath, right? So he is just like, "What the hell? Oh my god, I can't believe this just happened." So the woman is like gasping for air, she's breathing all heavy and whatever, and he's like tells her, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Let me see. Let me take a look at you." Flips her over, bro. Half
She has
her
a tail.
face is just gone.
Ugh.
She is a freaking zombie, dude. He just
And just
saved a zombie and he had no idea. So she immediately attacks him. He's wrestling with her. Bro, he goes and he grabs his gun and he fires at this zombie woman in front of him. Click, no bullets. So he's like,
he was gonna off himself with no bullets.
bro. So, dude, that was just one of the things where I was just like, this movie is just it's weird, right? So he ends up picking up a rock, cracking it over this woman's head, kills her, right? So
The zombie's
imagine,
head.
right, the zombie's head. So he gets in his truck and he's like, what the hell's going on? Bro, as he's driving back home through the town, he's seeing zombies just start attacking people. So, like, imagine that you're already going through this horrible grief process, right? You don't know what's going on with your son. He's missing. You're already just super depressed. You're dealing with what, like, one of the worst things that life can throw at you. Then all of a sudden, a zombie apocalypse happens. That is what the premise of this movie is. There was so much about this movie. It was a pretty entertaining film, but I gotta tell you, my least favorite character was this poor dude's wife. She was a pain in the ass throughout the entire movie. He goes home and he's like screaming at her, like, "Yo, get up, get up! We gotta leave. We gotta like, there's something going on." And she is, super depressed. She's laid out on the couch sleeping, and she's like, "What are you talking about?
Is there a
What?
bong
Oh
on the
my
table?
god!" I'm sorry.
Is there like a bong on the table?
I think there's a bottle on the table.
Okay.
She was partaking in some adult beverages, but yeah, man. So he ends up asking her. He's like, "Where's my ammo? Where's my ammo?" She's like, "I threw it away." And I'm like,
I mean,
"What?"
it's
She's
kind
like,
of
"I was
a
afraid. I was afraid you were gonna do something stupid, so I threw all of
yeah.
your bullets away." What, did you just hide them? Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, I mean, I hated this lady throughout this movie. The movie itself was actually really entertaining. There was like some pretty crazy parts having to do with like zombies doing what zombies do. These are fast running zombies. They even at like one point, one of them like climbs up a wall. Like, dude, they're doing things that not your typical zombie, is known for doing. Um, but it did have like a twist ending, which I was enjoying the movie up until that twist ending, and it just really pissed me off. And because it's still relatively new, it was released in 2024. I don't really want to give it away, but yeah, it was very disappointing for
You
me.
weren't a fan of the ending.
I was not a fan of the ending. I was enjoying the movie up until the ending, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" Which
Okay,
you
so I have
probably
two
know.
questions for you.
What
Okay,
what's up? What's up?
and I'm gonna lay them both on you at this like right after each other, and then you can answer them both. Okay.
Okay.
So first, if you were making a zombie film,
Mm-hmm.
would you have fast zombie or slow zombie? And then the more important question is, if you were a deputy, what would be your deputy name?
Dude. Okay, first off, I would want the slower moving zombies just because I feel like that would give you, like, the watcher a little bit of a sense of hope, right? Because if they're too fast, man, that just makes it that much deadlier. I would choose the slower moving zombies just because it gives you a little bit more leeway. It gives you a little bit of more of an edge when it comes to survival. And am I naming a deputy? Like, am I creating this
No, you
character?
are the deputy. I am the
I am the
sheriff.
deputy.
I'm the sheriff.
Uh
Sheriff
huh.
Mr. Scary Vibes, and you're the new deputy, and you can name yourself whatever.
So then why would I have a different name, man? It would just be Deputy Abe.
De- Deputy
Deputy
Big.
Paranormal. Yeah, I don't know, man. Deputy Abe, I guess. I don't know. Sheriff
I
Abe.
was just curious if
No,
you're
you're
gonna
the
be. Are
sheriff.
you? And I'm the sheriff, yeah. And
Yeah, you're
we're cops by days, but at night we're both strippers, and we hunt zombies. But
it's
we
a
don't
very
strip at the same
strange
time.
it's a very
We don't.
strange what kind of
We don't.
strip club? What
We
kind
don't
of strip
strip at.
club
We
would you
don't strip
hire?
at the same time. We don't have like a duo performance or anything.
Well, thank God for that. I don't think there'd be enough space on the stripper pole, man. What do you mean? But that was just a weird take. That was just a weird. I don't know. That was crazy. But yeah,
Life is crazy.
yeah. So if you guys are looking for some films to check out, man, check out Cell 2016 and check out Outbreak. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if you agree with my just the hate that I had for the ending and whatnot. Just let me know. I'm curious to know what you guys would, what your opinions would be. So yeah.
Okay. So zombies. We're on the topic of zombies. We plan on talking about zombies.
Hmm.
We always talk about movies, we talk about TV shows. I thought it was going to be fun to talk about a video game.
Mm.
Okay, because there's a video game that is very near and dear to my heart, and it is a Capcom game. Creators of Street Fighter, my favorites. So, the game I'm talking about is Dead Rising from 2006.
Mm.
And Dead Rising, I'll tell you a little bit about the game. So you end up meeting this character, Frank West. He's a journalist.
Hmm.
And you end up meeting him, and he's like talking to the helicopter pilot. And he's like, okay, I just need you to drop me off here. I'm going to see what's going on. Why they have this whole area blocked off. Why can nobody get in? Come pick me up in like 5 days. So
Hmm.
that's when the timer starts. They drop you off on the roof. And you find out that this mall was actually being used as like a quarantine spot for like survivors, and there's just
Hmm.
a bunch of zombies all around this mall, and they're just pounding at the door. So the main character, Frank West, he ends up going into the mall, and he's like taking photos. Then there's this lady, she has her dog with her, and her dog runs off, and she ends up opening the door, and boom, all the zombies come in.
Let all the zombies in. God, there's always one, right?
Always. So the reason why I want to talk about this game is, so you're inside of a mall, everything is interactive, everything is fun, but every video game, right, there is boss levels, right? When you think of Mario, you have to beat Bowser. Every video game, you're playing what is it? Resident Evil, you got the
Hmm.
Umbrella Corporation. Every video game always has a boss level. There's somebody you have to beat. So in this game, there is psychopaths all throughout it. So there's like a part where you're going from one side of the mall to the other, and there's a courtyard in between, and there's just like these escaped prison people. And they're actually humans, and it's just weird. Most of the psychopaths that are in this game are human. A few though that I wanted to talk about. Let me bring them up here. I'm gonna actually share my screen with you guys. So okay, so there's actually a family that's inside of the mall, the Hall family.
Okay.
Like kind of hard to see this, but there's a trio. Okay, there's a family. There's three of them, and they're actually hunting survivors. So okay, so you're like already fighting the zombies, but now you have to fight these cannibals that are trying to get you. Which I mean, I guess it makes sense in a zombie apocalypse. There's not a lot of fresh food. You're not gonna eat zombies, are you?
Bro. I mean, I feel like you would have to wait a long time. I mean, you would have to be pretty desperate in order to eat zombie meat. Like there's other outlets out there. Uh oh God, I would hate that. That just sounds nasty.
All right, so another character, another psychopath. You end up running into this guy Larry, and he's
What the
actually a
hell? It looks like
butcher.
a zombie version of me without
No,
the
it's not
beard.
you.
That's exactly why I don't shave, bro, because I would look exactly like that.
So this character, he's a butcher, and it's kind of funny. I guess he's also a cannibal. He ends up saying a line in there where he's just like, "Oh, zombies are considered spoiled meat, and humans are considered fresh meat." So he's another cannibal that's just running around this mall,
Oh,
just trying to
jeez.
chop people up. Very creepy. And then the
Mm.
last character, let me see. What do I have lined up? There's so many. There's like this clown with a chainsaw. There's these cannibal families, cannibal butchers. And then the last one that I brought up, because I only brought up three out of probably 10 of them, was this Stephen Chapman. So early in the game, you end up going into like a grocery market of of the game to get
Uh-huh.
like collect some food and stuff. And this guy thinks you're a zombie, and he ends up trying to lock you in there. And he's just like chasing you down with this like crazy shopping cart, trying to just mow you over and stuff like that.
Oh, I remember
So,
that guy. He like put
yeah,
spikes and stuff on the shopping cart, right?
yeah, and you're like running down all the aisles, and it was just fun.
Yep.
So for our gamers out there, I thought it would be kind of fun to not only share movies, TV shows, but I figured it'd be fun to share a video game. So
Yeah.
if there's any gamers out there, Dead Rising, if you haven't played, especially if you like zombies, I recommend it. It's fun.
I remember that game, dude. And I myself am not really a gamer. My brother, God rest, he was the big gamer. And he loved zombie video games. Those were his absolute favorite. And he would play that one. He would play that particular game for hours, dude. And I remember one of the coolest aspects of the game is that there are literally zombies everywhere. And like in order for you to get from point A to point B, you're running through hordes of zombies, which automatically, I mean, even though it's a game, it like it gives you so much anxiety because they, at some point a zombie will grab you and you kind of have to fight them off. And I remember watching it just with so much anxiety, dude, like biting my nails and everything. I hated whenever he had to get from one part of the mall to the next.
Yeah, then
And I
whenever
remember
it
there was
was
like side missions and stuff that you would have to do, and you would always have to go from one part of the mall to the next, and you were always running throughout. If you didn't have a vehicle, you were running, all across the corridors and the hallways and stuff. Oh man, it was a great game. It was a great looking game.
it was a fun game, and I remember, because it's been a long time since I played it, back in 2006 when it came out, but I remember, yeah, at nighttime, all the zombies' eyes would turn red
Yeah,
and they would become way more aggressive. So,
and they were
during the
faster too.
daytime, they were faster, they were more aggressive. So during the daytime, it would be easier to travel, but like he said, there were just swarms and swarms of them where I remember you would have to like pick up an umbrella and just kind of like mow through them. But the umbrella would only last for so long. It would end up breaking on you. Everything kind of had a life to it. Um, so this game was just nuts. Not only are you dealing with zombies, but then you're dealing with psychopaths from killer clowns to grocery store people that are just crazy, butchers,
Hmm.
cannibal families that have sniper rifles.
Yeah, dude,
Nuts.
absolutely crazy.
Definitely recommend. Even if you're not a gamer, I'm sure you could find people that have streamed it on YouTube and you could go and just watch it.
Watch the gameplay. Yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
Hmm.
But I want to thank all of our listeners and watchers that made it this far. The Scary Vibes is a community that me and Abraham built back in 2020 um, for the horror community. A place where everybody could kind of just log online and just talk about horror movies, TV shows, books, and just share content. We started on Facebook groups. We're still there. So if you're not a member, I invite you. It's free to join. But I appreciate, all our new listeners and watchers. Now we're on YouTube. If you want to watch us, I
Hmm.
like in this episode and our last episode, we're starting to share stuff. Eventually, I kind of want to get into sharing trailers and stuff like that when something really hot happens. So I encourage everybody to watch us. But I know it's kind of hard to sit down and watch things. So if it's easier to listen, Spotify, Amazon Music, we're on all those platforms. Also, if you enjoy us and you know somebody who likes horror movies, share it.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's like he mentioned the community. It's if you guys want to go ahead and go over to Facebook and look up Scary Vibes group, it is just filled with so many great people over there, so many talented people. You have artists, you've got people that work on horror shorts. We've got Stephanie and Anna, who are admins of the group, they're amazing. They're always doing little like guessing games and trivia questions and stuff like that. It's just a great place for people to connect over, the things that they love. And with this group, it's the fact that it's horror movies, right? We enjoy them, we love them, and we want to be able to, have you guys join in on the fun too. Come and check it out.
Exactly. Exactly. 2026, we are all about having guests on the show. We've had multiple guests in the last few episodes,
Hmm.
from filmmakers to people just sharing, their paranormal experiences from haunted houses and their old dad's house. It's just
Hmm.
all over the place. So, what I'm getting at is you're a listener, you're a watcher, but you have a creepy story. You could either send it in to one of us and we could share it, or you could jump on the episode with us. We don't bite, I
Right. We'd
promise.
love to have you guys.
And yeah, you could share the story with us, and we love that. I look forward to that. That's the favorite part when somebody was like, "Yeah, I want to get on. I want to tell you about this creepy house I used to live in."
Yeah. Absolutely, guys. Reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to read your stories, and we'd be more than happy to host you and have you guys be on the pod with us.
Exactly. But I think this is going to be an episode. My name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Big Paranormal. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you next time.